the integration by parts, and 7.2 and 7.3 here. Okay, 7.2 is integration by parts, 7.3, which is guys integrating the trig functions. Here's the rule, guys, but let's write here instead of this word T, we will use what? Like L-I-P-E-T. Limit. So L logs the inverse, and the P here represents what? The algebraic expression or polynomials, and the trig and the exponential. It should be exponential and then trig, as you know. Okay, so it's here log and len, inverse trig function, polynomials, exponential, trig. Yes, solve here this example as a practice of integration by parts. Yes, this is the famous question, you know, that you should take one term from one side to other side. So let's solve quickly. E to the power of x cosine x dx equal. It should be uv minus the integral of v du. So we'll leave the u here as e to the power of x, and its derivative du is equal e to the power of x dx. Yes, the dv, sorry, the dv, yes, is equal to cosine x dx. تاخد الانتجرال for both sides. So you have v is equal to integral of sine is cosine, integral of sine is negative cosine, and the integral of cosine is sine x. Okay, substitute here the u. The u is e to the power of x times v, which is sine x, and then minus with me, the v is sine x times e to the power of x dx. Okay, this is the first time to do by parts. The second time, you will let here, let's do it in another color. You will let u is equal to, yes, e to the power of x again, and the du is equal to e to the power of x dx. Yes, and the dv, yes, Omar,
sine x
is equal to sine x.
v equal negative.
Yes, dx, and then the integral for both sides here and here, then I give us negative cosine x on it. Okay, substitute in that question. Yeah, best for this part only. نرجع تعمل substitute by parts again now. e to the power of x sine x minus المفروض uv minus integral of v du. So the uv, u here and v here. So it's e to the power of x times negative cosine x. So it's negative e to the power of x times negative is positive e to the power of x cosine x. And then negative also is positive integral of v du. So it's a negative positive. Yes. Okay, and then again it's a negative, the integral of e to the power of x cosine x dx. Don't forget, guys, that the left-hand side is still e, the integral of e to the power of x cosine x dx. And we will move the like terms and combine them together. This term and this term, they are alike.
Okay. تصير 2 يا مستر.
طيب. So it's 2. It's now 2, the integral of e to the power of x cosine x dx equals all this e to the power of x sine x plus e to the power of x cosine x. And now divide by 2. Integral of e to the power of x cosine x dx equal e to the power of x sine x plus e to the power of x cosine x over 2. The famous question in integration by parts you should know, not only for your test, guys, but for your university. You يعني هتشوفه تاني in the university هيقابلك تاني. Okay, طبعا here when we have two algebraic expressions, we should write to here what, guys? which one is u and which one is dv? And can we use it or solve it by using u substitution?
Okay.
No, we can.
No.
Yes, we can. لو حطينا اليو is equal to x minus 1.
Minus 1.
u substitution العادية. Huh? So the du, the derivative is what?
dx.
dx. The du equal dx. Help. And we can here generate dx. Find the x equal u plus 1.
Oh, okay.
And substitute in the question. The integral of
u plus 1 squared.
Excellent. U plus 1. And this O to the power of 2.
Yes, but then root u du.
Root u O and du. And we can complete easily here. By expanding first u plus 1.
Expand u squared plus u, yes, plus 2u plus 1 times u power half.
And multiply this u power half by all terms inside this parentheses. So it's the integral of
u power 5 dash u power 5 over 2.
Yeah, plus 2u to the power of 3 over 2 plus u power half du, and then integrate is 7 over 2.
Yes.
So it can be 2 over 7 u to the power of 7 over 2 plus 4 over 3. We did it before, guys, so we can do this here, 5 over 2.
Plus 2 over 3 u power 3 over 2.
Yes, so it's all over 5. Okay, plus 2 over 3 u to the power of 3 over 2 plus c. And then replace the u again by its value.
u to its original value.
Yes, which is x minus 1 and complete. Okay, so I think, guys, we can solve this question by using u substitution. It's better than using the by parts. Yes, let's solve here select problems, guys, and revise integration by parts. Khalid, you joined us here. Now, can you do this question? طيب, Khalid, are you here? طيب, Abdulaziz.
Yes, Mr.
يلا Abdulaziz. If we say that x squared is what? Li PET. Yes, I will remind you quickly, guys, by integration by parts. Li PET.
Yes, so x squared
inverse polynomials exponential trig. What's u now?
x squared.
X.
Yes, and du is equals to 2x dx. Yes, and dv equals e to the power of x, and v equals e to the power of
here.
x.
Okay, so we need the v, we need the u, and we need also the du. Okay.
Then uv.
Integral of x squared e to the power of x dx is equal to uv minus the integral of v du.
Yes. Then x squared times 2x, x squared times e to the power of x. X squared.
Yes, x squared.
E to the power of x minus the integral of e to the power of x 2x.
2x e to the power of x dx. So again, here we have another problem. The product of two functions لازم نشتغل عليهم by parts.
So we take the u also as x. And the du equals 1.
يعني by parts again.
Yes.
u as e to the power, u as x.
Yes.
And the du as dx.
And
okay.
The
and
v
the
equals
dve.
Power of x, yes.
So it's equal to x squared e to the power of x minus 2 into uv.
Yes, x to a
x
to the power of x minus
2 again. Negative is gonna be positive because there is negative in the rule.
Power of x.
Integral of what? E to the power of x
du
dx. X squared dx.
Oh yes.
2x ex plus 2
e
plus c. I would like, guys, to do it again, but by using the table way. You can do it by using table way. And excellent, Mr. Abdulaziz. Thank you. not only for this question but for يعني للمرحله يعني الفتره اللي فاتت كلها. Thank you عبد العزيز.
Thank you, Mr.
تمام. Okay, we can solve guys this question that using the table. فاكرين؟ d over dx and the integral.
نحط بال
Okay, Rafi, 1 minute. Can you answer guys? Yeah, Rafi.
Hello? Yes.
Try كده يا Rafi.
سلام صح.
d over dx is what? Yes. The derivative part will be x squared, which is u,
Then
and the integral part.
then positive x thing.
Then differentiate until you get 0 here and then integrate here.
Then
Okay.
I think
2x
2x then negative x I think.
differentiate again 2x. لا, differentiate 2x. What's the derivative of 2x?
2.
And then what's the derivative of any constant?
1 I think. Or maybe 0. Either 1 or 0. Can't remember.
0, yeah. The derivative of 2 is 0. Excellent. It's clear right now, guys, this part. Okay, so what's the integral of e to the power of x? Stay the same, e to the power of x, e to the power of x. And then draw the arrows.
Then I think x to ex, then 2 to ex. So it will be
Positive, negative,
positive, negative.
and then write the final answer.
So it will
Multiply
be
x squared.
So it will be e2
x squared عادي times e to the power of x. براحتك.
then minus 2
Move with the arrow. Minus 2 power.
minus 2x ex, then plus 2 ex.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. Me always, Mr. Rafi. Thank you. So here, the final answer, which is the same as this one. X squared e to the power of x minus 2x e to the power of x plus 2e to the power of x plus c. يعني هذا الانسر by using the table and this one by using the rule. That's all for integration by parts. Okay, you can guys practice on these 2 questions. Okay. Let me guys bring another topic. Integrating the trigonometric functions, the integral of sine to the power of n and cosine to the power of n. Yes, let's solve one here. Question. Let me add here 1 page. Let's solve this question, for example. One. Yeah, sine to the power of 4, for example. Sine to the power of 4. Let's solve it again. Sine to the power of any exponent here. Let's write the rule first. The integral of, yes, Omar. Yes, here. This is the rule. Sine to the power of n x dx equal negative 1 over n sine n minus 1 of x cosine x and then plus n minus 1 over n. Okay, so I will write it again here. شوف لما تكون sine to the power of n x dx equal negative 1 over n and n here is 4. Okay, هكتب الرول بس الأول and then sine n minus 1 of x cosine x and then plus n minus 1 over n the integral of sine n minus 2 of x dx. Okay, yes, yeah. So this is our rule. We depend on this rule, guys. طيب substituting guys في ال rule, so we have negative 1 over 4 sine 4 minus 1 is 3x cosine x, then plus 4 minus
3
1
over
is
4.
3 over 4, the integral of sine squared x dx, because 4 minus 2 is 2.
بس
Yeah,
نرجع
first
نعمله
part, write it as it is.
يس نرجع نعمل مرة تانية بس عشان في ساين سكويرد.
ليه نعمل مرة ثانية؟ لما احنا أخذنا
integral of
identity
sine
بتقول
squared.
what's the integral of
مش نرجع نعيد
what's the identity of sine squared x?
half minus
All of you
half
will say 1 minus cosine squared. أنت ما غيرت شيء. أنت عايز تعمل reduce the power. To reduce the power you will use what? Half. Yes, exactly. Half minus half cosine 2x dx, and then complete by integrating negative 1/4 sine cube x cosine x plus 3 over 4 multiplied by the integral of half. Type the integral of half is half x, so it's now 3 over 8x, and again 3 over 4 times negative half cosine 2x. The integral of cosine 2x, yes,
at minus 3 over 8 sine 2x over 2
minus 3 over 16.
yes
Sine 2x over 2 times 8 will be 16. Excellent, Mr. Omar Abzal. Yes.
طب مستر لو
Yes.
كان في سؤال عم بيسأل عن integral of sine squared x اعمل half minus half cosine 2x ولا اعمل الرول؟
Yes. Half minus half cosine 2x. It's better and faster. Yes, you should revise guys here. Cosine to the power of 5 وكده. بعدين the second part of the question, the lesson here 7.3, integrating products of sine and cosine. This table. Sine times cosine. Sine to the power of m, cosine to the power of n. Yes, if n is odd, the exponent of cosine. So we have to split a factor of cosine and apply the relevant identity, and they make the substitution u equal sine x. Second case, if m is odd, the exponent of the sine is odd, split the sine. يبقى دايما بنعمل split للي الباور بتاعه odd. Okay? And use the relevant identity. Okay, and use u substitution. If both of them are even, the exponent of sine and cosine are even, split both of them. And use identities to reduce the power and simplify the question. Let's solve one question. طبعا all are solved here. أيام ما أخذنا. ناخذ مثلا this question number 1 and solve it again. We'll paste it as an image and then we will solve. So you should look first at the question. تشوف إن في طبعا 2 the power of 5. It's 2 the power of what? 5. And 2 the power of 4. 5 is odd. So we should split the cosine to the power of 5x into 2 factors. And then use the relevant identity. So sine to the power of 4x leave as it is. And split here the cosine to the power of 5 as what and what? Cosine to the power of 3. Cosine to the power of 4. X and the cosine. X dx. Yes. The integral of sine to the power of 4x. And now, this cosine to the power of 4 can be written as what, guys? Cosine squared. Okay? Which is cosine
مستر اليوم آخر حصة صح؟ ما في دوام بكرة.
No, ما في. The last revision period. Cosine squared x all squared times cosine x, and then use u substitution, and before u substitution use the relevant identity. Sine to the power of 4x, the relevant identity here 1 minus sine squared x, and this all to the power of 2, and leave the cosine x and the dx. The u substitution.
U
sub
are equal sin x.
x. The u here is sine x. فهي سهلة. أنت بتعمل split off للي عليه power of odd وبتستخدم relevant identity and then use u substitution for the other one, for the other trig function sine. So the u is equal to sine x and the du
du equal
One.
sin x dx.
dx. So we're gonna replace every sign here. Each assignment في الquestion نشيلها ونحط u to the power of 4 into 1 minus u squared all squared multiplied by cosine x. What's dx here?
Times du over cosine x.
Yes. It's du over cosine x. Simply we will cancel the cosine of the cosine.
خلاص معناته بتصير أول شيء بيصير أول شيء بنعمل expand مستر بتكون
x
u power 4 minus
and
2u
1 minus 2u squared
plus
u to the power of 4 du. Distribute the u power 4
u
inside.
power 4 minus 2u power 6 plus u power 8.
2u power 6 plus u to the power of 8. Great. No need for this parentheses. du.
هلا بس
And then integrate. وترجع اليو. Okay. What this شوف. من الآخر الأنسر. Write the answer here. Okay. So by parts, integrating products of trigonometric functions. أخذنا yesterday guys we studied we revised trigonometric substitution and the area between two curves.
Yes.
Now let us guys quickly solve a quick question on how to find the area. The area of the shaded region in the figure below is, you can find it quickly. سهل. Area equal.
بنسمي right minus left.
So this area is enclosed between a right and the left curve. خلاص يبقى right the integral of right minus left. d what? dy. If it's upper minus lower, it will be dx. Right minus left here. So we should solve this equation as y equal negative x plus 2. Okay, طيب the limits of integration between what and what?
From 0 to 1.
From 0 to 1. طب ليه ما اشتغلهاش من 0 to 2 for x؟
Because teacher for y.
يعني لو بدنا نشتغلها هي from 0 to 2 for x dx and replace every question here as x equal مثلا 2 minus y والايكويشن الثانيه root x root y and the upper minus lower. Let's try both of them. If we use guys the right function and from here 0 to 1 the right function is here لازم تكون in terms of x in terms of y. It should be in terms of y. So x equal لازم تكون x equal 2 minus y. So 2 minus y is the right function. Minus the left function is it should be y in terms of y. Root y صح؟
Yes, so
root y dy 0 to 1 equal. Let's integrate here.
2y
2 will be 2y
minus
half y squared
y minus 3 over 2 over 3 y.
y power half, huh?
Yes.
2 over 3 excellent. Y to the power of 3 over 2 and
From
substitute
0
0 to 1. We will not substitute 0 زي ما قلنا. Let's substitute 1. 2 minus half minus 2 over 3 equal 2 minus half 1 and half. Right? 1 and half minus 2 over 3 3 over 2 minus 2 over 3. Yes. 9 over 6 minus 6 over minus 4 over what? Minus 4 over 6. So it's 5 over 6. So your answer is B. Okay.
بس ما كان بينفع مستر نخلي نخليها y equal 2 minus x
Yes.
وناخد من 0
upper
ل 1
minus lower
من 0 ل
0 to 2.
معلش قصدي.
Let's try. تعال. Okay, leave this answer here. And would like to try when it's what? No, it's not clear for you. Yeah, let's try up here. ماشي عايزة مثلا لما تكون من ال upper minus lower, right? Upper minus lower dx and from 0 to 2 from 0 here to 2. Okay, الثانية for y كان كده بس لازم تكتب equation y equal 2 minus x now. And here as it is y equal x squared. So yes, the right function, sorry, the upper function هنعتبرها x squared from 0 to 2 x squared minus the lower function 2 plus x يعني dx. Yes. So you have 1/3 x cubed minus 2x
plus x squared
1/2 x squared. Easy integration now. Yes, and evaluate. When it's 2
8 over 3
don't evaluate when it's 8 over 3
8 minus 4
minus 4
plus
plus 2
2 8 over 3
negative
minus
4 and 2 negative 2 huh? Yes, 8 over 3 minus 2. This 2 can be written as what? 6 over 3. So it's a 4 over 3. Why? It's different. It should be 5 over 6.
معناته لا بس لازم نعملها from left to right خلاص زي ما الجراف واضح.
ماشي. So to divide the area into 2 parts from 0 to 1 from 1 to خلاص. طب here it's clear. The curve is with the equation y equal x squared اللي هي البارابولا and the
upper minus lower
x squared. Easy. شيخ upper minus lower. Okay, upper minus lower here واضحة. بس what's the limits of integration? What this number and this number مش عارفين. صح؟
Equate them, teacher.
x1 and x2. How to
لا
find
لا مش
x1 and
كاتبهم
x2?
Equate them, teacher.
نعم؟
Equate them يعني make x squared
Equate.
equal.
Yes. بس عمر بقول ليه مش given؟
ايوه انا مش عارف انه لازم نعمل اكواد خلاص اوكي.
ما أنا معلم to find the intersection points here.
اوكي بس خلاص
Intersection points. Equate. Set the two
And
equations equal to each other.
x squared minus 2x plus 25.
في ناس بتعملها shift solve بتطلع له one value. لا. تكون x squared minus 25 equals 0. By subtracting x squared from both sides. Subtract x squared from both sides here. Minus x squared. So x squared minus x squared is 1x squared minus 25 equals 0. And x squared now is 25 and x equal plus minus 5. Plus minus 5. So here it's plus in a minus 5 and a plus 5. خلاص. From negative 5 to 5. Why guys this step? To find the intersection points from negative 5 to 5 and write them here. Okay. Yes, then
from negative
the upper
5
function
to 5 x squared minus 2x squared plus 25.
The upper function x squared.
It's minus 2x squared plus 25.
Yes, and here dx.
معناته هلا مثلا integrate 1 over 3x cubed. Yes, minus 1 over 3x cubed minus 2 over 3
plus 25x and substitute negative 5 to 5. Here we will not substitute by negative 5, right?
ليه؟
شوف بس. Yes, we will substitute. It's not 0. كمل بقى عادي substitution and find the answer. Yes, the next question. The diagram opposite shows the curve y equal 7x minus 2x squared and the line y equals 3x. So it's upper minus lower here to find the area of the region bounded by the two curves. The upper is the
الأبر
parabola,
مستر
the
3x
lower
ده الأبر 7x مستر minus 2x squared.
Okay, the intersection point, it's clear here that it's 0 and what value here?
بنلاقيها مستر.
مش دي هنا.
بنلاقيها مستر هي 0 وفي واحدة تانية.
يعني x2. So
خلاص
equate them.
equate مستر. أنتوا مستر. يكون yes 4x minus 2x squared
equal 0. Take 2x common factor, so we have 2 minus x squared.
معناتها هي مستر زي ما قلنا في 0 وفي شو اسمه وفي plus or minus root of 2 مستر. لا إلا plus or minus root of 2 إلا في x equal plus minus yes
root 2.
فاحنا
Here
بناخد
dx,
0 ناخد 0 root 2 صح ولا ناخد negative root 2 0
positive root 2.
اوكي خلاص ماشي.
احنا كلنا شغلنا هنا في first quadrant يعني positive and above the
لا
x.
الأبر خلاص أنا مستر يسولف عادي. الأبر مستر هي 7x minus 2x squared
Yes, minus the lower
minus 3x
dx and then integrate. Okay,
integrate مستر عادي
yes.
عادي.
That's all guys for the area. طيب for the volume.
Teacher, now in the exam you will give us the graphs.
Yes.
Okay.
To know the upper and lower. Where is the volume? The volume, guys, of revolutions, washers, and disks. في اللي هو ال V فين V carbon. Yeah, for example, guys, use the method of disks, rings, or washers to determine the volume of the solid obtained by rotating the region bounded by y equals to x squared and y equals x cubed about the x-axis. About the x-axis is very important to know that we should use here washer because there is a gap between the area enclosed between the two curves and the x-axis. So بيكون شغلي كله in terms of x بيكون dx بيكون the upper sorry the اسمها ايه؟ radius what? Yes, what radius, guys, minus the inner radius, the outer radius minus the inner radius, the big R here squared minus the small r squared. The big R, قلنا how to find the big R quickly without
بس البيج ار هي أبعد واحدة
graphing قلنا ال R big R the nearest the farthest one minus the nearest farthest minus the nearest farthest minus the nearest minus the nearest. That's it. easy بقى بعد كده هي بس hard in the question انت تحدد مين البيج ار ومين السمول ار. washer or disk. washer the formula is very very easy. pi into okay the indefinite integral من a to p r big R squared minus small r squared upper sorry outer radius squared minus inner radius squared dx.
مستر
farthest curve minus squared minus nearest curve square don't forget the square. Yes.
مستر شو اسمه
and
هذا
then integrate.
اللي موجود على اكس اكسس
washer
شو اسمه هذا الموجود على اكس اكسس شو اسمه مستر هذا الروتيشن شو كنا بنسميه؟
rotation about the x axis. washer
بس احنا بناخذ البوينتس 0 و 2 مثلا على حسب وين موجود هو صح؟
من 0 to 2 from here 0 to 2
ومستر بالكوشن
and also
مكتوب
you can equate them يعني to find the intersection points.
بالكوشن مكتوب about x axis عشان
شو
روتيشن اوكي خلاص
عشان نعمل عشان تعمل rotation about x axis عشان يكون فينا dx عشان يكون every variable here is x. Yes, this one about the line y equals -2. About the line y equals what? 100% it's washer or ring. Okay, the outer R and the inner R. I said for you guys that the outer R دايما بتكون الfarthest curve from the axis of rotation or revolution. The axis of revolution about the line y equals -2. You know how to graph this line. The graph او السؤال هيبقى جاي زي كده بالظبط. في الجرافس وفي السوليد وeverything. بس you have to find the distance from 6 plus 4x minus 2x squared till what, guys? Y equals -2. When you move, guys, here, as I draw here, this distance is 6 plus 4x minus 2x squared plus 2. We will move 2 كمان. 2 more units بعد الx axis عشان نوصل للaxis of rotation. Y equals -2. That's why we add this 2. Okay. So add 2, guys, to the farthest curve and add 2 to the inner curve, the nearest curve.
بس احنا مش
The same as the previous question.
كنا مرة نعملها ماينس مستر امتى؟
ده اللي انا اقول لك عليه. ماينس امتى؟ لو اللاين هنا، لو اللاين positive y equals 8 مثلا، y equals 10, y equals 9, positive number, so we will subtract. If the line here of rotation, axis of rotation is negative something, so we add العكس. Okay.
اوكي مستر.
And also for x, and then find the outer and the inner radius, integrate, expand first and then integrate, as you see here. You should study, guys. This will not be easy as you think. Yes, I will upload this all files, guys, and you can find them in the view class, and also you can download them in the WhatsApp group. If you have any question, guys, you can ask now. Do you have any questions?
No, mister.
شباب, do you have any questions? شباب كلهم, نراكم على خير. أتمنى لكم التوفيق الدائم في حياتكم والسلام.
عليكم السلام.